So in the Message Bible, it says, don't hoard treasure down here where it can be eaten by moths, get corroded by rust, or stolen by burglars. Yeah, I know, stolen by burglars. It says, instead, stockpile it in heaven where it's safe from rust and moths and burglars. And it's obvious, isn't it? You think it's obvious? Yeah? Cool. So the place where your treasure is, that's where you want to be. It's where you want to end up. Does that make sense? No. Okay. Oh, look, it's them. I can see Fizz. Oh, there's loads of them out there. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you. Cornelius and I watched the Hobbit movie last night with Smaug the dragon. And we were talking about how he just hoarded stuff and he was never satisfied because no matter how much gold he had, he always wanted more. And if one bit of it disappeared, it made no real difference to him. But he was like, this is just not on. So we went from there. We ended up talking about this piece in Matthew 6. It's a bit of scripture in Matthew 6 about not hoarding treasure on earth. So I was trying to explain it to Cornelius, but he didn't get it from that. So I'm going to try and put it in terms that he understands. Okay. Right. You like cars, don't you? Okay. And your favourite car is a Maserati still? And you'd really like to own a Maserati, wouldn't you? You want to go driving around town in a Maserati with the top down and just looking cool. Okay. So if you spent all your time working really hard to get the money to buy that Maserati, you would be storing up treasure on earth. I know, but it's okay. Don't worry. Just listen more. So you'd be storing up treasure on earth. But if you were to decide, okay, I want to get a really good car so that I can help out by doing deliveries of fair share food to people and taking people to appointments and things and using it to help people, then you'd still be getting a really good car, but you would be storing up treasure in heaven because of why you wanted it and what you wanted to do with it. Does that make sense? I think that's just one way of looking at it. There probably are lots of other ways, but the idea is that you build up treasure in heaven by thinking, what would Jesus do? What would he do? He'd help people. That's what he did. So by helping people, by supporting people, by following Jesus's example, okay, you're getting a bit close now. Just sit back a bit, that's okay. By following Jesus' example, you're proving to be a good person because you're doing it for the right reasons and you're building up treasure in heaven. Does that make sense? So, how would you build up treasure in heaven at the moment, since you don't have a car? Yeah, that would work. He said he could do things that helped people and just kind of share the love of Jesus with people. So even though he doesn't have a car and can't do the sort of helping he'd like to do, there is still other helping that he can do. So what would be an example? If you emptied the dishwasher for me, that would be amazing, so long as you didn't drop and break anything. I know you've got a very safe pair of hands, but that would be an act of kindness. And if you were doing it because you were trying to be kind, then that would be helping you to store up treasure in heaven. So when you do good deeds for the sake of kindness, you store up treasure in heaven. If you do good deeds for the sake of wanting to store up treasure in heaven, I'm not sure how that actually works out. I think possibly there's a question of motive there as well. But it's always about if you do things from the right place, from the right heart. Does that make sense? You get it now? Oh, so what about you guys? Thinking about this, if you were going to build up treasure in heaven, how could you do that? What could you do that would be demonstrating the love of Jesus? How would you show people that you care for them? So I'm not going to do a penny and set you some sort of massive creative task, because I can't think of anything, to be honest. But I would like you all to try and think about that question. What can you do that would help you store up treasure in heaven? What kindness can you do? What can you do to share the love of Jesus with people? So give that a go. See how it turns out. If it turns out really well, you can always get your mum or dad or cousin or aunt or dog or grandma or whatever to put a message on the Facebook Messenger group for us, and we can hear about what you've been up to. And maybe next week, if there's anything really good, I'll read out a couple. Anyway, he and me have to goo new. You're so silly. Okay, I'm the silly one. We've got to go now, so we'll let you get back to enjoying your morning, and we're going to sit back and watch what comes next. So bye now, everybody. Yeah, we'll get breakfast afterwards.